I want to talk about an interesting story that I heard this weekend. My aunt came into town with a woman friend of hers because they're going to be going on a cruise for this woman's birthday, and my aunt got invited along. So because their port's in California, they wanted to see me. So we all went out to breakfast. During breakfast, this woman tells me an interesting story about a recent date that her boyfriend took her on. And basically what happened was she came home one day and he said, "Hey, babe, I want to take you out tonight. I want you to get dressed, get ready. We're going to do it up." So she's all excited. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's not known to be all that romantic. We haven't really been on a date in a minute. Like, I'm so excited." So she gets her pumps and she gets her heels and she gets her makeup and stuff done, that really nice outfit. She sees him and he's dressed up in like a nice suit jacket, which he never ever wears, and some nice pants, got a tie on. And so they get in the car and they drive, and the plan for him is to take her to a restaurant, right? She said this dude, her boyfriend, mind you, took her to Denny's because apparently Denny's has this new sandwich out that he wanted to try. And so he thought that was occasion enough to actually dress up for and tell her to dress up for and get taken to this thing. So now she said the first date that they ever had was at this Denny's. So I thought initially, oh, maybe it's just a romantic thing because he's trying to, reflect back on that first date, to which she replied, no, that's not how he is. This is not a thing. No, he just wanted to try this sandwich. And so I got dressed up to go to Denny's. Now, she's told this story to my aunt. She's told this story to my other aunt because my two aunts live together in Vegas. She told this story clearly to me and probably other strangers, right? So what do I tell you guys all the time? Well, not all the time, but I mentioned to you that part of the reason you want to treat your woman well, aside from obviously because you care about her and she deserves to be treated well, is because women talk. Women are going to take the things that you do, say to them, take them out, and for whatever, and they're going to go back to their girlfriends and tell these stories. And the question you have to ask yourself is, when your woman tells these stories, what do you want her girlfriend's response to be? Because I can tell you, her telling me the story about Denny's and telling my aunt the story about Denny's, the reaction from the women that she told it to was, "Oh my God, how could he do that? That shouldn't be a thing. He should know better. Why did he have you dress up? I wouldn't have ever accepted that kind of date." Which, by the way, women say that all the time. It's a full-on lie. Like most women, they'll say, "I wouldn't accept this kind of behavior from my boyfriend." And then they have a boyfriend at home that's doing the exact same stuff or more, and they stick around. But the point is that ideally, you're trying to treat your woman well. So it's not that you can't ever take her to Denny's or some kind of 2-star restaurant or whatnot, all right? But you got to be understanding that women are going to talk and they're going to tell their girlfriend stories. And ideally, you want her to look good in front of her girlfriends when she's telling these stories. So let's say, for example, this guy wanted to try the sandwich at Denny's. The Denny's part isn't so bad as much as he set an expectation for this grandiose date only for it to then be Denny's. She was probably expecting like a 3 or 4-star top tier restaurant, maybe a little extra pricey than they normally do. And she didn't get that. Now, obviously this woman at the moment is not going to dump this guy off this one incident, but you got to start looking at, okay, this is this one time, right? But she also said that he's not really a romantic type of guy. And you could tell by the tone of her voice when she was telling the story that she kind of wishes that he would do that. So now you look at, let's say it's not just this one incident. Let's say it's like this incident, and then another incident, and then another incident, then another incident where she's wanting to get taken out and feel special. And he's taken to these lower tier places. He's not really, really paying attention to the things that she actually likes or wants to do. Because this date was all about him. This date was all about, he wants to go get a sandwich. He didn't put any thought into what she'd actually want to do or what would make her feel special. He was just like, oh, I'm going to have the sandwich, and oh, she's my girlfriend. Hey, if we dress up, then she'll feel special. And she didn't. So guys, be mindful. All right. So especially for those of you that are in long-term relationships, it is very, very easy to start slacking off because you're like, you're sitting around the house in sweats all day. You're barely like covering up your farts anymore. And she's not really covering up the tampons when she has that time of the month and stuff. And so you guys just kind of get lackadaisical and you're thinking, oh, that's cool. We're both comfortable. But always have this in your mind that just because on the outside she looks like she's totally accepting of you guys being completely comfortable, it does not mean she's not thinking, but I wish he would do something special. Like, it ain't got to be every week. I wish just once a month or once every other month, we could go to like a really nice place or really have a special date that makes me feel like he's truly still trying in spite of how many years we've been together, you know? So keep that in mind. And if nothing else, do not ask your woman to dress up to go to Denny's.
Call this beat Will Smith, cause it slaps hard. Hear it not when I